Hi everyone, Aidan here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Yakima EXO System on our 2016 Chevrolet Suburban. Now the EXO System is a very unique style product. It's going to have a modular accessory system. This particular one comes ready to go with the cargo box on the bottom and the bike rack on top, but these accessories can be swapped out. This is just the video on this specific kit, checking out how it fits on your Suburban. Let's check it out. So the biggest thing with the EXO System is making sure that your vehicle's up to the task, and the Suburban certainly is. It has a 1,000 pound tongue weight for your factory hitch. So with the 166 pounds of just the rack weight, plus the 100 pounds that the box can hold, and the 40 pounds per bike that the bike rack can hold, your Suburban's gonna be just fine carrying all that gear. And even if you choose to swap out for different accessories, it's gonna be just fine then too. So this particular combo is really nice because although you have a ton of room in the back of the Suburban, even with that third row up, you still might need some extra room for gear. Not to mention the fact that if you want to carry some bikes, your hitch typically only has room for either a cargo carrier or a bike rack. With this, you can kind of have both set up all at once. You don't have to then turn to the roof to put a roof bike rack up there or a roof box, because this is a taller vehicle and reaching up there might not be everyone's first choice. Having it all back here keeps it at a pretty manageable height. With this in your hitch, you're not going to be sacrificing any sort of functionality of your vehicle either though. You can swing this away to get access to the back. To do that, all you got to do is come down to the bottom where we've got a hand knob, pretty large grips on this, but I can loosen this up until it completely unthreads. You can feel it release right there. Pull this pin and swing the whole thing away. It'll go out a full 90 degrees until this pin right here locks it in place, allowing us to open up the back of the Suburban, even with room for our bike rack. We've got probably 3 inches of space there, so plenty for me to be comfortable. So if we have stuff loaded up back here, we can still get to it really easily and have tons of room. To get to the box, the top shelf here does swing around. Just remove the threaded hand knob and the locking pin to free it up. And then the whole thing just pivots a full 180. And even with this larger mountain bike, we've still got plenty of room over here on the Suburban, probably 6 to 7 inches of space right there. But this allows us to walk around and open up the box to get inside to all our cargo. So if you are parking at a campsite and you want to have this box accessible for all your gear and have this flipped around where all the bikes have really easy access, you can. You can leave it set up. The one thing I would recommend is just use the included kickstand to provide some extra support if you intend on leaving it out in this extended position for a long period of time. So if you do plan on having it extended out like this, it's obviously going to take up a lot more space. So from the back of your bumper, the outermost point of the vehicle, to the very edge of the box right here, it's going to be sticking out 66 inches in this extended state. The other thing we need to consider is the fact that it does stick out to the right of the car a bit. In this state, it's going to be sticking out about 21 inches from the side of the Suburban. So it does add a little bit of room there. If you've got this set up at a campsite, or maybe you're pulling into a parking spot and you need hatch access, just know that this is going to be taking up a lot of room. Folding it back in, just pull that one pin that auto latched earlier to release it. And then we'll just reverse the same steps we used to get it opened up with that push pin and the hand knob. I will say that when it's in this driving position though, it doesn't take up as much room as you might think it does. From the back of the bumper again, checking out how much it sticks out from the vehicle, it's only adding about 35 inches. As far as ground clearance goes, we're gonna have almost 24 inches of ground clearance, right there at probably 23 and a half. With almost 2 feet of ground clearance, I think you're gonna be just fine for any sort of camping situation you might find yourself in. And then it doesn't come too close to the back of the vehicle either. At the closest point, probably being back here at the bottom, it's only going to be 5 inches of space. So really, I'm not worried about vehicle contact, and it fits really well. The other thing I kind of noticed right out of the gate is the fact taillights remain pretty visible. Between the box and the bottom of the bike rack, there's pretty much a perfect cutout, so they're not being blocked too much. One thing I would recommend is the license plate bracket. Even if you don't live in a state where it needs to be visible, you might be driving through one where it does, and with this in place, especially with the box, that license plate's pretty much completely blocked. So having that bracket on the outside is going to help keep it visible, but it is sold separately, so make sure to pick that up if you need it. And the thing that impressed me with the EXO system is how stable it actually is. With as much gear as we're fitting here, you might expect it to be pretty loose, but because the hinged arm threads in, that's pretty stable. All the hand knobs here that tighten up the accessories, they're very stable. And then we've got an anti-rattle bolt at the bottom with the hitch to keep it solid in the hitch. So everything is pretty much rock solid, and I feel good about it going down the road. Everything from the cable locks on the bike rack, to the hand knobs to swap out accessories, to the box at the bottom, and of course your hitch lock at the very bottom, it's all going to be key to like with this kit. Keep in mind, if you do get extra accessories down the road, maybe you want to swap out the bike rack for an extra box. That isn't necessarily going to come key to like, but you can swap those cores out to make sure everything you have for your EXO system is under the same system. So if you find yourself in a situation where you need the extra cargo space, but you also have some bikes with you, maybe the roof is already occupied with another accessory, or you just don't want to reach up that high, I think this specific kit of the EXO system is going to be a nice fit. You kind of get the best of both worlds with cargo space and bike storage. I think it fits well in the Suburban too. Everything clears and opens like it should. We still get pretty good visibility out of the back window, even with the bike in place. So I'm pretty impressed. If you want to learn more about any of these specific parts in this kit, be sure to check out the full demo. And if you want to add some more accessories to it down the line, you absolutely can. And be sure to check out those videos as well to see how those are going to work. But that'll do it for our look at this Yakima EXO system with the box and bike rack attachment on our 2016 Chevrolet Suburban. Thanks for watching.